Hey everybody, Josh RV Nerd here at Bish's RV, and today we're going to be taking a look at what I think are 5 of the very best executed no-slide bunkhouse models out there. Whether you're a first-timer looking for something to take care of your family, or maybe if you just don't need anything too awful big, or you like the simplicity and reduced upkeep of a no-slide camper, I've got a couple cool things for you. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be taking a look at 5 kind of very fast flash overviews of some trailers, couple honorable mentions. And what I'll do, if you see something you'd like to learn more about, I'll leave you a link in the video description where you can see and learn far more about it. I've got full video tours of everything that we're going to see today. I'll also leave you some links to check for pricing and availability. You know what? We're doing it. I'm rolling with it. Pricing and availability on our website for anything we have in stock, whether you're serious or whether you're curious, whenever you're ready. Let's get started. So as we go through today's list, one of the things you might notice is a lot of the floor plans are very eerily similar. There's just only so many floor plans available in a no-slide bunkhouse. So what it really boiled down to me is who's giving us the best features, the best fit and finish, the just best overall package. And when you look at the first floor plan up here, you'll see that Winnebago was able to pack far more high-class fit, finish, and features into a tandem axle narrow-body camper that is just, there's just not a whole lot else like it out there, and it instantly earned a spot on this list for me.
Are you looking for small and simple and just a couple little bunks?
But you don't want to have to deal with the wiggle and the worry of a single axle. Well, then stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd over here in Idaho today with the Winnebago Micro Mini 1800. If you're tired of seeing the same old single axle stick and tin camper, if you're looking for tandem axles, if you're looking for upscale, you just don't want big, this, you found it. Congratulations. You know, it's been a couple years since I got my hands on one of these, and they have taken it up a notch. And actually, this is the very first time I've ever been able to get my hands on the 1800 bunkhouse right here. It has a lot of really high-end classy features. The build, the fit, and the finish, the materials on this are all in the premium grade category, absolutely without question. It comes with the, like axle lift package and Goodyear Wrangler tires on this thing, factory standard. There's a couple different like solar configurations that you can put on these. The underbelly's enclosed, radiant barrier, heated. I mean, there's a ton of like big fancy features going on in this little package. That does mean it is not the least expensive little camper you've ever seen. It also means, though, it's one of the best little campers you've ever seen in terms of feature and function. I will be fair, I'm going to point out a lot of really sharp things you do not usually find in a small class like this, but along the way I'm also going to hit on some things like it doesn't have necessarily like a true queen bed. There's going to be a couple things like that there's going to be people who go, God bless America, why don't they make it with a longer walk-around bed? They do, but you know, it's a longer camper, it's heavier, it's more expensive. This comes in around 3,800 pounds dry weight. The maximum weight of this, by the way, is 5,000 pounds. So anything above 5,000 pounds that you have as a tow package, and the more you have above that, the happier you're going to be. And the fact that this is riding on tandem axles instead of a single means it just rides and handles so much better, especially with the suspension they have on these. Like I said, there's a ton to hit on this one. I can't wait to hear what you people think about it. Leave me the comments as we go, and make sure you hit subscribe because we've got more Winnies coming. Next up is something that I call smarter class camping, where it's not a big flashy fancy camper, but it brings a lot of really smart features into the mix. And that is the Wildwood XLITE 19 DBXL. It is small, it is tandem axle, it is reasonable weight and cost, it is easy towing, it has a good style Murphy bed, big bunks, optional camp kitchen, enclosed bed. I mean, there's a lot going on in a small package on this one.
Man, I've been trying for like a year to finally get some updated footage of one of these things right here, but every time one came in, it rolled out just as fast because it's one of the best little bunkhouses ever. What makes it so good? Well, stay tuned. Let's find out. Well, despite this one's small size, we've got a lot to cover, so I'm going to get dove right in here. First of all, the fact that this thing's only about 4,315 pounds, give or take, dry weight. So it's small, it's lightweight, it's easily towable, it's not so big that you need a giant vehicle to haul it around, but they use like the same axles and everything on this that they use on their bigger RVs, so this thing has a cargo capacity of like over 3,100 pounds. Considering the number of big giant trailers I've seen lately, even fifth wheels with like maybe 1,200 pounds of cargo, that's fantastic right there. So unless you're going to load bags of concrete mixed into this one, you're just not going to overload the axles by any stretch of the imagination. The other thing is it's a simple, easy, no slide floor plan. So it's just less to mess with, less to take care of. You're fully travel functional because there's no slide to get in the way. But the thing is, because this is a really well done Murphy bed model, frankly, I think this is one of the best executed styles of Murphy beds out there. Very similar to like a Rockwood or Flagstaff kind of Murphy bed. It gives you the space on a rainy day of a slide-out camper without the actual weight and cost of a slide-out. It's carpetless, it's ventless, it's easy cleaning. It has an enclosed accessibility now. It has the strong arm stabilizer jacks, which when paired up with the stable steps for the entry door, makes this potentially the most stable little camper you're ever going to find. And considering it's a bunkhouse, if you got the littles running around all jacked up on marshmallows and Mountain Dew, well, it's kind of nice if you're a little bit motion sensitive, as I've noticed I've become as I've gotten a little bit older here, although a couple Dramamine and a roller coaster and I'm all right. Let me know what you think about this little guy as we go through. It's got a couple little hiccups, like I don't love the fact that there's no window in the entry door, but overall, I can deal with that because I think I'm going to spend more of my time outside here. But what's your take on that?
And coming in next is a floor plan that is very similar. It's basically the Wildwood that we just saw like on steroids, and that is an east-to-west Alta that I really just recently had the chance to take a look at. What kind of stuck out for me is that this one wasn't really concerned with being the smallest or the lightest or the least expensive. It kind of followed logic of that Winnebago where they said, what if we took a common floor plan that everyone had done, we just took it to the next level, and it really caught my attention. Hey everybody, welcome to Coopersville, Michigan, home of one of our several Bishigan RV stores, as it were. That totally needs to be a thing, hashtag Bishigan, by the way. And I stumbled into something here that I really like. The Alta series from east to west kind of came out of nowhere this year, and I wouldn't even say earned my respect. They practically stole it. I just didn't see them coming. I didn't expect them to be as good as they are. And a lot of times when you're looking at a simpler, easier no-slide camper like this, they tend to come in a little more basic, not quite as nice, not quite as fancy. And this one says, forget all that. We don't care if we're a little bit heavier weight. Although you do want to watch the hitch weight on this one. It's surprisingly hefty for a no-slide camper because they pack all the big cabinetry and everything in they possibly can. This also has pretty decent holding tank capacities. But it's a simple, easy, no-slide family camper. Got a little basic outside camp kitchenette. It's an Asdel using brand. Has a heated enclosed belly, Goodyear tires, a battery tending solar package. It checks a lot of boxes. But the things I like about it, I like the light and bright interior decor. I like the fact that like they don't like skimp on something like, we're gonna use a little bit less. They are a full featured trailer that just happens to have no slides. And the way they did the entertainment center on this one is very different. Like you look at it at first and you're like, what is this cheap crap? What is that TV just sort of hanging up there? But then you realize what they did. This RV has a rare feature in that it has an incliner Murphy sofa, like a simulated cinema seat like a Rockwood or a Flagstaff with the kickouts, which is cool. But then the TV can face you. Or you can straight pivot the TV all the way around to face the upper bunk. If you're like, all right, kids, mom and dad are staying up. We're going to hang out by the fire pit. You need to sit here and you need to like chill out for a while. You can throw on the SpongeBob SquarePants. But don't be surprised if you find me hanging out in the upper bunk watching the SpongeBob with them. But if we're making a list like this, it just didn't feel appropriate to not include a Jay Flight on here, simply due to the fact that they've just been the most popular series of bunkhouses basically in the history of history. Heck, the last couple of years, I've personally been camping in a copy of the floor plan that we're about to look at, so obviously I thought it was pretty darn good.
Hello and welcome everybody to XLITE RV. My name is Josh the RV Nerd. This is 4,715 pounds as we see it built in option here today. The ultra popular 264 BH Jay Flight. And I've always had a sweet spot for this camper because when I go camping, this is the layout that I tend to go camping in, albeit a couple-year older version of it without a lot of the new good-looking things. And speaking of good looks, wow! Wow! Just a seriously improved aesthetic both inside and out on these. Now, the one that we're looking at today has the, I guess you call it traditional sort of brown decor. I believe it's called like cottage or something like that. they are finally going to be offering a version of the modern farmhouse decor on these Jay Flight SLXs, so stay tuned for that footage. I'll get you some of that as soon as I can if I haven't got to it already. This floor plan, if you are getting your first camper or if you're just kind of camping casually, I just don't know if there's a better layout. That's the reason I go camping in one of these. Despite my experience in the industry as a person who goes out myself, I don't get to go camping a lot. It's the catch-22 of being in the RV industry. I gotta be here most of the time. And this one just works. It gives me good storage, good sleeping capacity for my family. It's carpetless, it's easy, it's a little bit taller inside. It's got that unbeaten warranty, the Goodyear tires, the safety lighting on the turn signals that we'll talk about later. And then it's the little things, like a black tank flush, an outside shower, that I'm going to call this the more basic series camper that Jayco makes, but it's got everything you need and nothing you don't. That's what's awesome about this one.
Now, a couple honorable mentions that I wanted to highlight. First, the Grey Wolf 22 MKSE. This is in a very, very similar vein to the 19 DBXL Wildwood that I looked at. So why wasn't, this one featured today? The short answer is I just personally prefer the style of Murphy bed, and I like the strong arm stabilizer jacks that are on the Wildwood. For me personally, it feels like a little easier, more convenient model. But the 22 MKSE offers some very nice benefits of its own. I'll leave you a link in the video description where you can check that out in its entirety, because it's a good one too. And another quick honorable mention to the East-West Delaterra 250BH. It is a no-slide bunk model. It does some things very, very well. I like the taller ceiling. I like the docking center on that. I like the privatized bedroom and a king bed that is 80 inches long in a no-slide bunkhouse. I mean, those are really, really hard features to find. So it's absolutely a standout model. It's really hard to kind of boil these down sometimes when you're comparing floor plans head to head. I'd personally have no problem camping in one. I've been camping in a Jay Flight, so maybe I've got some member berries attached to it. But that kind of leads me to today's number one. And it's actually a model that was viewer suggested. I had started covering some different RVs when I joined the Bish's team, and I started covering some Grand Design Transcends. And a bunch of people said, Josh, buddy, you got to take a look at their 247BH. It's a no-slide bunkhouse, but it's gonna knock your socks off. Well, it earned a spot as number one on today's list. I don't think you're wrong.
All right, guys, you asked for it. You said, Josh, you gotta review a 247 Transcend. It's the best starter camper ever. Well, your words, not mine. I'm just gonna do my best to fill in. Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd here with Bish's RV. Appropriate, I suppose, that I'm wearing my Winnebago coat doing a Grand Design, since Winnebago's the parent company for Grand Design. A lot of people actually aren't aware of that, neither here nor there. The 247 bunkhouse Transcend, like I said, in your own words as viewers, this is the best starter camper you've found. Now, apologies if the audio on this is a little bit wonky. It is an insanely windy Iowa day, which seems to be pretty much the norm around here, but I'm gonna do my best to fill you in. There's a bunch of things this does really well. Now, naturally a floor plan like this, carpetless, easy cleaning, but something I love about the Transcend series, even here in the Explorer, the little brother, they always provide you like a roof ladder. They've got a walkable roof where they've got that true queen bed. They've got some big camper features that smaller campers in this size typically don't offer. But what really sets these apart from everything that I've seen and I've heard from my team across the nation is it's not the construction, it's not the features, although they do a good job of that. It's the support they give to their dealers and their customers. If you've never had a camper before, if you've seen stories online, you're not sure who to go with, Grand Design has just become virtually legendary for taking care of their customers. If you're, wanting to try camping for the first time before you jump into some kind of mega full-time fifth wheel, this is a brand, this is a floor plan that I think is going to take care of you very well. It fits well within half-ton towing capability, by the way. Or if you got a big SUV because you got to move all the kids around, this isn't something where you have to give up your daily driver necessarily just to go camping.
So let me know what you think. Which one of these was your favorite? Or is your favorite no slide bunkhouse one that didn't appear on the list today? Maybe I haven't seen it. Maybe I need to get it added to my hit list, and maybe it's one that I got to put into a future review. Let me know what you think, and if you like today's videos, if you're new with us, first of all, welcome. Hit that subscribe button, catch us on the next one. Secondly, if you appreciate the little compilation videos like this, hit that like button. Doesn't cost you nothing, but it does help spread the message. And remember, when you're ready, we're ready. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.